Yo, how's it going everyone? Mahaji back with another video, and today I'm going to show you guys what you get off of Wild Hunt. Meterless, metered, and in the corner, just to kind of give you an idea of like what extent this character can kind of mix with. So yeah, first and foremost, let's talk about OD Throw or OD Wild Hunt. This is typically used to be mixed with OD Ball, just because it has the flash animation and it's kind of hard to react to. This also goes over throw, so if you ever want to bait throw and you don't feel like shimmying, you're just like, yep, and then that will throw bait. It also goes over projectiles and certain normals, so if you ever notice a person likes to check with a button, for example, if I do like this, right, it'll go over buttons like that, right? So you can kind of like check people, especially people who like to parry after they see drive rush flash. So very good tool. Just be mindful, it's very punishable, so if they ever just neutral jump and hit you, you're gonna get punished for it. It's okay to throw out if you have like a doll available, just because you can kind of like cheese it, like whoop, like what are you gonna do about that, right? But outside of that, just be mindful that it's not something you should always resort to. Typically you'll see after like a throw, just because it's so fast, covers back tech, back roll, can't really hit them out of it. What else? That's pretty much it. Alright, so as far as the setup goes, let's check how plus he is first. Alright, he's plus 64 off of this, so he has a lot of leeway. The first mix-up I want to talk to you about is the Rainbow Ball, Heavy Rainbow Ball. So that's the cross-up. That's the same side. So as you can see, it's very ambiguous. And you get a meaty, not meaty, but a back medium kick after, so it leaves you even more plus. And if they challenge and you trade, and you get a big combo off of it. The downsides to that one are DPs that can autocorrect, so be mindful of who can kind of DP that. Parry and perfect parry are also really good at beating that setup. Typically what you'll see from me is if I do this setup and I like to go for this and they know that, I will whiff it completely by just holding forward, and then I'll just go for the throw there. Outside of that, it's safe to some DPs like DJs is very slow, Eds is very slow. They can't really combat that, so they have to use parry. But DJs don't know that. Every time you play a DJ, do it, and you're gonna see like, man, I can't believe he whiffed, even though I'm like super minus there. It's like, no. Also, the reward off of this is really high too. So if I just take him off a block real quick. You see, I got a big combo off of that, right? Just because you get to link back medium kick, and you go right into the stand medium kick. All right, that's the first one. The next one is something that you'll see a lot from me, just because a lot of people like to DP. That is a cross up. The reward here is pretty good. Right, you get out of that one. You can do OD Rainball if you want to. Very good reward. And the tricky thing about this one is that if you do this and they like to DP, you can do something like this, which is a fake cross up into the same side, and you get the same reward that you do on the other side as well. Kind of fucks with people. They don't know what to do about that setup. If they parry, you're -5, but you're at a really safe distance. Typically they won't be able to just jab and throw a punish out, but other than that, this setup is something I would recommend a lot of players practice and go for, especially against DP heavy players. Alright, now it's on to the metered mix-ups. So this is something you're going to see a lot from me as well, typically from lower level players. Oh. +3, right? It's a cross-up. You get crouching medium, or not, excuse me, crouching medium, but crouching light punch here. And you can jail 3 of them and go right into in-ball if you see it confirm, or if they're standing, for a lot of people who don't know, you can actually do this, which is a better knockdown and a better reward overall. So just be mindful if they're standing, if they're crouching when they get hit by that, just keep mindful of that. There's something else you can also do, so let's just say it's the same situation. Let's say I do the backdash, this. You can also go for crouching medium kick if they don't challenge. People will typically respect this character, so it's a good mix-up on top of it being a low into a level 2 activation, so you get a big reward off of this. Right? So you get a very high reward off of that, or you can just take them to the corner. Whatever setup that you're trying to go for, just go for it. But like I said, that one it can be mashed on by 4 frames, but it will trade with 5 frame buttons. And if that's the case, you just get a trade combo. So those are the 2 metered ones that are like Blanka Chanless. I don't know how else to describe it, but this is the one that costs a lot, which is a novelty, but it's pretty cool. So what happens there is you're going to throw H-Doll out. You're going to do Drive Rush, Crouching Light Punch into Stand Medium Kick. Now, Crouching Light Punch into Stand Medium Kick is not a true jail. It's like a 6-frame gap, or excuse me, 5-frame gap in between those. But typically, jabs will not be able to hit out of it. So what you're going to do is this, right, into OD Electric. I'll just do it one more time to show you guys. To +4, so that's a strike throw right there, right? If they parry, you can throw them right there. If you, do back medium kick, or excuse me, stand heavy kick, you're gonna get a huge reward off of it. If they guess throw, you can also go for OD. You can go for this, which is pretty funny. And then the last layer of this is that you can actually go cross up, right? And the conversion off of this one is pretty cool as well. Level 1 if you want to, whatever setup you want to go for. That one is like probably my favorite route to do because it's just so fun to see Blanka kind of just go all the way across the screen. Like this, if you want to look at the corner carry, this goes a long way. Right, that's half screen, right? So if you ever just half screen and you do that setup, you're always gonna end up in the corner, which is pretty cool. Outside of that, the corner is a bit different just because you don't have as much cross up room to mess with the opponent. You can still go for the very basic cross up setup like this one, but it's a bit more obvious because there's not enough room to make it look ambiguous. But you do get a free Blanka Chan throw here. And you can kind of do this, right? Which is a good, it's a good deterrent from people wanting to mash or anything like that. Just so you can get your pressure going. If you want to target drive gauge, all the Blanka things, right? Outside of that, you can't go for this. It's a little bit too risky because you have to return to neutral when you have the charge available. You can't just hold back while you're doing this. So you have to do something like this. Right, and it is kind of difficult to get used to, but I mean, if you are able to link this, then I recommend trying it out, how it goes for you. But typically, this has too much of a gap for people to respect it. Whereas this one is a little bit more ambiguous just because it's off of a dash, right? And this one's off of command dash, which is 27 frames compared to 19 frames. So outside of that, that's pretty much it for Wild Hunt, especially the OD version. Get used to using this move, especially at a lower level. It's really good. So yeah.